Welcome back to this series on the Selby diversion. This is what the last two episodes have been leading up to. So today we're walking on the disused railway, the old railway before it was diverted. So starting at Ricall, just behind me there, and we're heading down towards York. I think it's about 10 miles into York, but we're not going quite as far as York. We're just going as far as Escrick Bar and the junction with what is now the modern day East Coast Mainline. They've almost done a good job of erasing the railway in Ricall. Apart from the station road sign, I can't see anything left around from the old station. However, just at the north end of the village where York Road crossed the line, we can see the crossing keeper's house and signal box on this old photo, and that house still remains to this day. So here's the place where the railway and the road separate. So obviously, from the last episode, we know that out of Selby, north of Balby, the railway line, the old railway's been running along the course of the A19, or should I say vice versa. The solar system way, okay. So you've seen that sign, we just passed on the gate there, it says Solar System Way. It seems to be the name that's been given to this trail. There's a scale model, I don't know if the model's the right word, a scale setup of the solar system. And this is the first thing that we'll see, look. Voyager 1 space probe. We've got a little mock-up signal here, look. Look how straight that is in front. I mean, I'll have to keep reminding myself, we're walking along one of the country's former main lines, north to south main lines. This was the East Coast Mainline. I'm not going to go into the history of the Selby diversion on this video. Episode 1 was all about what that was about, so I'll go and watch that if you're wanting to know more about the wherefores and whys, etc. Someone who grew up on the East Coast Mainline in Doncaster, I find this fascinating. The whole notion of this diversion. And it's hard to get my head around that this was a high-speed railway line. Well, not high speed as in today's definition of high speed, but this was a primary route, main route in the UK in my lifetime, in 1983. Look at that straight away. I really don't know what we're going to be coming across today in terms of used infrastructure. We've already got a first fabricated concrete there, isn't it? Something sat on that, signalling or something possibly. There's loads all the way down the bank in there, look, there's remains. We've got two sites of stations, not counting Ricall that is. We've got Escrick and we've got Naburn. Always on the lookout for remains of things on the side of the track bed. Look, looks like there was some, I'm guessing, some kind of hut. Some plate layers, hut, permanent weight hut, whatever you call them. There's plenty of bricks, plenty of reinforced concrete. There's more bricks there. I've not been filming it all because, well, that's like the fourth pile of bricks in the space of 100 yards. What was going on here then? What was all the infrastructure? I keep reminding me of how long I've got left. First original bridge that we've seen this. This is down on the old maps as Mountain Bridge. Neptune. It's been a while since my school days. Bit of refresher on the solar system. A couple of boxes we need to tick when we do disused railway walks, isn't there? One's seen an old sleeper, the other one is seeing like the base of a cut-off telegraph pole and a tensioner. We're approaching the first of the old station sites that we'll pass today. Escrick, I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that right. Now, I should point out the stations, all the three including Ricall, they were closed way before this railway line closed. You know, they'd already gone in, what dates was it here? Was it the 50s? Yeah, closed to passengers, this one, 1953. Closed to goods, 1961. And the paths climbing up here, but you can see that the railway boundary is starting to widen just as we get into the station. And just having a quick check of the old maps, the usual sort of thing. Looks like we've got a goods area and siding, etc. Yes, it's all in that area by the looks of things. Well overgrown. As to be said, I came through Escrick on the bus that I got from York this morning, and I don't think this station is near the village particularly. It looks like a fair walk. Okay, I wasn't expecting this. So notice board here, Escrick sidings. 8 miles to York, so we've knocked another mile off. But there's these stairs here, look. Let's nip down and have a look. I mean, are these stairs from the actual original station? I don't know. I'll have to have a look at that when we get home. So this would be... so we're not really going anywhere. Somebody's made a little circle with these, with like the ducting, the drainage, concrete pieces, and stairs at the other side as well. A bit overgrown, we're not going to go up there. So we're stood inside now. They're down at the railway track bed level here, aren't we? Super. I wonder if there's any more remains hidden anywhere. Just reading on that sign that was at the top there, sounds like that they did have plans to develop this into housing, but it never materialised. But I'm up closer now to the road where the station was. Look, looks like they've been moving things there. Lots of bricks been moved with all that soil. Looks like there's a lot of moving of earth and such over there. It doesn't look like it's the natural lay of the land, that does it? Here's the road bridge. Looks from there, looking at just checking the old maps, it looks like the buildings, the station buildings are closer to the road up there. Is that the station house that's left? A little sign up there, Escrick, the site of Escrick station. About a third of the way there, aren't we? Is that one of the old cutters? There's a sign there just telling you a little about the Selby Coalfields, because don't forget that's why this line closed, isn't it? It's why it was rerouted, so they could get to the coal underneath this, the route of this old line. So we've got a ballast bin. It's really strange, it's doing research on this. Normally when I do these kind of disused railway walks, do your research, you look for your old photographs. I'm used to looking at black and white images of steam trains. It's usually railways that closed, Beeching or around that area, you know, 50s, 60s. But to see colour photos with things like Deltics, HSTs, you know, trains that I grew up with, the HSTs, it's really, really odd. And of course all this, I mean, it's surrounded by trees, it's quite an enclosed walk so far. All this would most probably have been all open. A completely different feeling to what you get today walking down it. Yeah, they're done with these, look, the old ducting, concrete ducting. You've seen these all the way down, so there's plenty to spare, but look, made a little. So I'll go up onto the road actually if we can. Isn't that good, that what they've done there? I thought it was a road bridge, but it's not, is it? It's just a concession bridge, a farmer's bridge. I was looking back. It's so flat round here, isn't it? Who knew Yorkshire was so flat? I don't know if you can make it out, you probably can't. You can see York Minster, it's in the distance. God, that looks a long way away. Well, 7 miles, according to that sign, isn't it? The most thrilling railway walk, if I'm being honest. I thought there'd be more stuff to see, maybe. I'm looking forward to getting to Naburn and the swing bridge there. I think that's going to be the money shot. for this video, isn't it? That's the remaining infrastructure, the big piece. Are we only at Uranus? You don't be giggling, so childish. Do you know your solar system? Do you know which planet is next without looking? And on the maps, this is Moor Lane Bridge. Must be getting to near some kind of centres of population or something. Look, graffiti starts. Only 6 miles to York now. Bit of an old sleeper there, turning into a bench. I'm having that box ticked. Wow, first time I've seen a cutting today. Not a big one, I know, but saying that, I don't think we've really been on an embankment either, have we? I suppose it's you're not going to get much of that when it's this flat. Railway building on easy mode, isn't it? And this is Howden Lane Bridge. So we're just on the approach to Naburn now. Naburn station, not too far away. Oh, has it only been a mile since that last one? I think somewhere here is the little, you can see a little spur going off into goods area, just shy of Naburn station. Naburn station just in front there. This must be the site of the station here. A little honesty cafe, a cup of tea, honesty box. Great idea. So I think the station platforms and buildings were this side of the bridge. Is that a railway building? Indeed, those are those original station buildings, as can be seen on this old photo, but it does look like they've had an extension on this near end. So we stood in the track bed here then. We stood between the platforms. Let's see if we line ourselves up with the bridge. Yeah, another model of a space probe here. Right, here's Saturn. So Naburn Station is the same story as the last one at Escrick, in that it closed way before this line closed. I've got the dates here. That closed in 1953 as well, and goods 1964, so a bit later for goods than Escrick. Next up then, so we've got Naburn Swing Bridge. You could just see the girder just coming into view. It's a swing bridge. One half of this bridge swung, it's crossing the River Ouse, but it's not swung since 1956. Yeah, I've got some figures here. 2 sections, spanning 176 feet, 54 metres. Got this old bridge here first though, just before we go over the Ouse. Look at the angle that's built at. Weird that, isn't it? It literally looks like the railway's on an incline because of the angle of the bricks. Stunning engineering, isn't it? Whoa, it is very windy. There we go, that's the Ouse. Looks a bit choppy. A little chap up there sat fishing. Yeah, got a dog with him as well, hasn't he? That's called the Fisher of Dreams. It's like he's caught something. What's that? Steam locomotive. He's caught a steam locomotive. Some nice photos here, look. So just on top of the beam that was stood right underneath here, there's the control box. Wow, look at it in flood there. I was just going to say, the land looks like it's been flattened around it. It's had a flood recently by the looks of things. Right, that's the one in Selby, isn't it, that? So it pivots right where we are now, right underneath. So could you imagine waking up there in that control room? Little fixtures and things on it. Fascinating, this. What a piece of engineering. Great that. I've been looking forward to that for the last 6.5 miles. It's Acaster Bridge. A couple of statues. Got a Dave Jackson there. You might recognise this one. Never thought I'd bump into Judy Dench. I didn't even know she was from York, to be honest. We are coming into a built-up area now. This is Bishopthorpe. Unfortunately, the next section after the bridge in front has been developed on, so our stretch on the track bed all the way from where we started at Ricall is going to come to an end for a short while. Well, that's a shame, but I don't think we're really missing out on much other than seeing that bridge in front. Right, I think we're back on course. So this is back on the old railway track bed. That was quite a diversion, that. Mars. Oh, I thought Mars was missing. Is it really that small? Earth. Oh, I don't know that one. So shall we summarise this series? We're not far from the end now. We're just about to pass under the A64. Been a great series. I thought I really enjoyed it. I think the bit around Selby was probably my favourite, aside from the Baltic conditions, that is. But it's been great learning about the Selby diversion. It's something I'd heard of, something I'd heard my dad tell me about. It's not something I knew a lot about, though, you know, the ins and outs and whatnot. And there's Venus. So what have we got left then in planets? Oh, it's been so long since we did a solar system at school. Must be 30 years or more. So it's been a bit of a slog today. I'm up to about 8 miles at the moment. That diversion I could have done without, with that's added a little bit on, but it's I can say I've done it now. You know, it's not been a wasted day. You know, I've had a day out walking. It's better than being at work, isn't it? Not a tremendous amount to see, is there? I think you could have probably made a video on this section if you didn't want to walk it, just by visiting key sites. I don't think there was that much in between the places like the old station sites, the Swing Bridge, if that's what you're wanting to see. But it's nice to have a day in the countryside. Here's the last one. I completely forgot about Mercury. And there is the A64 going over the top. So there's just a couple of things left to show you at the far end, and that's it, because we're coming up to the site now where our old Selby, our old East Coast Mainline meets with its replacement at Challinger's Wynd Junction, just on the way into York. Wow, right at the end, look at that. It's like at the base of a colour light, isn't it? Isn't that strange? We're still on the railway line, but we're kind of, I don't know, I'd kind of written it off as though we'd finished. We've got some gate posts. It's on the side there as well. Bit of a dingy corner. We've just got this one last bridge, and then that's it. And these remains, it's just by the entrance to Askham Bar Park and Ride, which just so happens is where I've deposited the car. It's a different type of bridge that we've seen, isn't it? That to the other ones that we've seen today. Is that the first arch bridge we've seen? One last information board, look. Challinger's Wynd Junction, if you can see that through perspex. And that's where we are. We're just on the left-hand branch there. Naburn Station, Naburn Bridge. Yeah, that's the journey we've done today. And just as at the start of the trail, look, we've got an old signal post. And I'm not going to venture into the middle of the traffic island, but look, yeah, you can see the tops of the bridge that we've just walked underneath there in the middle. but I've had fun putting that series together anyway, researching, etc. So cheers to all channel members, anyone who buys me a coffee, sends me a super thanks. I know I say it at the end of every video, but it really is appreciated. It helps me get out and about, and it gives me a little bit of drive as well to keep going. We'll see you soon. Cheers for watching. Ta-ra.